It is picking up my mic, lovely. As you can hear, not exactly the return after the break that I had that I would have really wanted. Your boy got COVID, so I'm on the back end of it, but I've still got the lovely cough symptom. The cold's gone, the blocked nose is mostly gone. Sneezing is gone, but unfortunately the cough and the sore throat stays. But I thought I want to make a return as soon as possible. I've got past the sadness because yeah, I'll get into it when I feel comfortable with it. But yeah, I just needed a break. But I'm so glad to be back at Miami. This track is extremely tricky. Once again, despite me not being able to competitively play the F1 games anymore, I am still running practice with the Haas boys. My wheel was peaking though and clipping, and I don't like Miami, so I just left the practice. But the couple laps I got, this track is awful for the rear end. It loves to step out on you. So you're going to see a lot of people doing what the pros setups do, and reducing the front wing for the race, because taking it down a click or two can mean that last couple laps of the medium stint where that back really steps out on you, it can mean that is so much more survivable. And hello to the people in the chat. I've just opened it up. And I have, in my absence since last commentating, or last racing I should say, man that makes me sad, since I last raced, I have joined the stewarding team as well. So up in my involvement as I tone back the driving. I'll still reserve in the odd race here and there if it's a track that I love, and I'm playing the game a little bit, running some career mode. If it's a track I love and I'm up to scratch at, I'll do a couple hours practice drop in, but the extended practice has to go, because for my eyesight, I can't risk it. As much as I love racing, I'd rather be able to see. So that's a bit of a no-brainer for anyone. It's a sad one, but hey, I finally know what's been causing the issues that are quite well documented on this channel. The fact that on some Div 1 races, after a day on a screen, I have to sit on my bed 2-3 meters away from the screen, otherwise I'll get a migraine. So all part of the funs, and this is why I say wear blue light glasses, people. Yeah, they're a bit funny, but my god, they will save you heaps of pain, because if you go that bit too far, your eyes will not enjoy you for the rest of your days. But that is the waffle over. And I've got to say, wouldn't really have raced here anyway. Yeah, just bought some. It genuinely, I know some people don't have the money laying around, but I guarantee you, if you're young and you went to your parents, or if you're old enough and got a $5 spare, you can get a decent, just make sure they have that blue light film on them and they're not just tinted. That's the difference. Just get them. And if you're too young to have your own money, go to your parents and say, I want blue light glasses so my eyes don't go dodgy on my Xbox or on my game. And they will go, finally, yes. And they'll buy you a pair. Because it makes the world of difference, and keeps your health good, and keeps you racing, more importantly. I feel like I've been sidelined. Not my fault, kind of my fault. Bullied the F1 games, but damn, I was quick at my peak. So yeah, turns out them 8-hour practice sessions I did for MSC, 6 to 8 hour practice sessions were not exactly the best idea. Who would have thought that, doing 10 hours of F1 a day? 6 to 8 hours practice and then the race. Who would have thought, Yeah. But yeah, It was Canada, actually. Funny enough, it was Canada that the track that started it all on F1 2021, where I had quite a bad migraine, and after that I couldn't go on screens for a couple of months because I just have a really bad headache otherwise. Then I figured I could turn the brightness down and wear glasses. But it was Canada, practice with the Haas lads, that I realised that, yes, I can't play the F1 games how I used to. And I might still be able to have fun, but if I can't race for a title, I'm not really going to be trying too hard. But alas, we are at Miami now. Less waffling about my woes, because it also means that I can come back to commentating on Div 1, and there has been some absolute belters of a race. I hear Canada was decent. You know, it was good last year. I missed it last season. I missed it then, but and Baku was one hell of a fun race for myself. Now I'm on voice. I'm not sure if it's going to hear it or not, but I can't even remember. I think it was Wes, the Williams driver. I said it in text. I took him out, plain and simple. The stewards didn't think so, but in my opinion, I took him out. I missed. It looked like he turned in early, but there was just about a car's width on my screen, and that's what matters. Is on my picture on my feed there was a car's width, and I turned in late and clipped him. Yeah, maybe there wouldn't have been a gap on the inside, but for me, there was a car and a half width when we made contact. It might have gone to less than a width, but that never happened. You don't look at what's going to happen, you look at what's happened. And for me, it's, yeah, not my proudest moment. And it's quite a sad end to the racing days, but I will be back from time to time. As I say, if Monaco's on a calendar at any point, I will sweat that track out like crazy, because I love Monaco. But here we go. Cars out on track around Miami. And not so iconic track, but just looking at it, it's a Tilke track through and through. You've got a straight high-speed twisty section, a straight low-speed twisty section, a straight medium-speed twisty section. It's Tilke through and through, and it produces good racing on the F1 games, and a good race this year as well, IRL. But the track surface is quite odd. It is a car park. That is a fact. It is a car park. But I'd like it to go through this stadium there, the Hard Rock Stadium, home of, I believe, the Miami Dolphins. I would love it to go through the middle. That would be a spectacle and a half. But, you know, it was always Hamilton's goal to have a race in Miami. It was Ricciardo's to have a race in Vegas, and here we are. Miami is on the calendar, and as is Vegas. And it's not just a race near Vegas, it's in Vegas. So quite a spectacle of a track, and it produced a good race last season in real life, especially. Yeah, man, that was one hell of a race. Arguably Leclerc's greatest ever move, and I am a Leclerc fan. So I should know. He's made some class ones, but this is the section that's going to catch people out that Horn's going through now. It is just so clumsy, low speed. The time gain, though, if you hook it up, is ridiculous. It is truly a track for, or a section for the most hardcore of drivers who are really at one with their setup and their car. And that is a braking zone you'll see people mess up, because if you use braking line, the line lies, you actually have to brake early there. As Haas currently 1-2. I love to see that. Means the lads have been putting in the practice while I've not been able to. It's Ninja Alex goes P3, but we are Bloomsy-less tonight. I know Saji or Fairy, whatever he wants to go by. That sounded really condescending. Whatever he goes by in the Discord, I'm not quite sure. I think it's Fairy, but we'll say Saji. Oh, look up for Horn. Oh my goodness me, look at that for some extra rotation. As Beefy Boy goes P3. Yeah, I know that Saji's had pace before I started absolutely waffling. You right on board, Kai? Now I'm a steward, I'll have a little more insight into the stewarding. I won't give away too much of the process because I'll get bollocked if I do, but of course had that very, very unfortunate penalty at Canada. What have they done to the Ferrari engine? What have they done to the Ferrari engine? Ew. God, that is awful. What have they done to the Ferrari engine? What have they done to the... What? The Merc still sounds the same. I'd say the Alpine probably sounds better. Red Bull Honda engine still sounds the same. God, there's such an ugly sound. Sounds nearly as bad as the Assetto Corsa sounding model. Solid lap, Ramsey. Solid lap, 29.1 on some mediums. This one, the most awkward, clumsy sectors. So easy for the back end to float away there. Oh, into the wall goes Kai on the in-lap. That is a brush with death that you do not want to be repeating. I'd say the Alpine sounds better, but they have ruined that Ferrari engine. What's this sound from off-board? We don't have any Ferrari-powered car. Oh, we've still got Kai. Sounds alright from off-board. On-board sounds absolutely abysmal as how Ash, I believe, is on a lap time. We'll see as he comes into the sector split. End of sector 2, the end of the DRS line here, I believe. Nope, couldn't be further off. Oh, clumsy through there, and he spun it, and he's in the wall. Got to be careful to flick spin. That Alpine has had an incredible improvement in the sound department. Sounds similar to the Renault engine in Forza Motorsport 7 and the Renault F1 car. Oh, is that tyre squeaking on the entry to the pits? EA, you shouldn't have. Really? You should have fixed the game instead. Ooh, Saji getting out of the way nicely of the RB. Gave me a panic attack, or Red Bull. They've completely messed it up now. The RB has what I would think would be the Red Bull colour. And the Red Bull has what I would think would be the RB colour. Because the Red Bull's technically, the RB's technically lighter blue, but you'd think Red Bull would get their priority because they are Red Bull. But alas, the old man is just waffling. Can say that finally I have officially retired from League Racing full time though. That simmers down on the confusion. It does mean that I can take a more managerial, you know, stewarding, team principal role. It means I can keep my team principal role, which I was going to do anyway. That was just a blip. And it means that I get to come back to doing 2 divisions, and maybe if there's a third on the horizon, I think I would do that. It would be just a muck about. It would be a bit of fun for us, the viewers, or for you, the viewers, for me, the commentator, and the chat in general, just having a bit of a laugh. As here comes current P2 man, Saji to start his flying lap, 3rd gear into turn 1, downshifts to 2nd just for that bit of extra rotation. And flying out of there, a little bit of rear end sliding, but keeps it solid. He'll have to keep it in check here, down to 7th, down to 6th here. Ooh, a little bit awkward with the back end there. Couple gears down, chopping it across the apex, all over the exit curb. That felt forced though from Saji there to get the exit curb. You really want to be rolling momentum through that section. That's the big one. Taking off speed is so easy. Getting it back is really difficult, because if you go on throttle midway through them high speeds, bang, you're gone. Especially with the setups that we're running. Oh, into the wall. Been a bit of a clumsy one so far. Really, really well hooked up through there. That was incredible from Saji. But it's all about rolling that speed through that first sector. That's where it lies. If you need to brake, you always can, but getting back on the throttle is so awkward as Alexo goes P2. It looks like a challenger has emerged for the Haas lads. Of course, salvaged a point in real life, which I've got to say I am becoming a Haas fan. All over the inside curb there. 1,000th down, and that was such a messy lap from Saji. So no offense, but clear that up, and there was a easy 4-5 tenths there. It's Hampan coming to the end of his lap. I didn't quite catch his delta. I think he backed out. Indeed he has. Into the pits comes the Haas, so no improvement. And his advantage is cut down to just over a 1/10 of a second now. So it is going to be crunch time for Alexo. Of course, with Hampan having to back out of a flyer and Saji not improving, that means momentum is with Alexo. And we all know qualifying is about using the rolling momentum. You set your banker, your medium speed, solid. Is going to be thinking like that, and that is such a hard rhythm to get out of. Once you're in the, gosh, I'm sitting on my banker here, I'm in trouble. Once you get in that mindset, it's so difficult to crack it. But once you crack it, you think, it's fine. I've done practice runs. I've done, like, I know for a fact these guys have put in a solid 2.5 hours into this track. Ride and lean on that experience, and it will help you so much. Of course, we practice on clear, dry weather, so differences in track they may be struggling to adapt to, but that is something that is all about using the outlap for. Let's look at that for a lap time from Kai. That's a little bit wide there, but he's on an in lap, and that is very, very it works for him around this track. There's something about the twists and turns of this Tilka track in Miami. I am going to jinx him tenfold, so I'm going to knock on wood for this one. But this is strong so far from the Kick Sauber. He needs the points, especially after the penalty he got in Canada, which I know I keep mentioning, but just a clumsy one in qualifying. Didn't think he had the gap. When he did, it happens far too often as he's gone straight on here, but gets it going with a nice little, gonna say kick spin, that's a horrific pun, flick spin as into the pits comes Kai. Won't really be yawning. Ooh. Won't really be yawning so much today. Well, only gaining 1,000th. You've saved a fresh set of softs. Bonus. As if I do go silent when there's a safety car. The Haas lads, no. Unfortunately, this is the part of being a team manager and our team principal and commentating is I've had to completely separate that mentally. You know, I can give some insight into the practice that goes in to make Haas the team that we built already, which is scary that these guys who are normally mid to low pack, or Saji, I couldn't really comment on him, but Ampan I know is mid to low. This video, try this with the setup, try that. Here's a track guide. It's not just that, it's the work that goes in behind the scenes. And you know, as someone who was hyper motivated when I was racing, now that's gone. That's going into the team, and it's such a cool dynamic to have as the commentator, to know, now I'm a steward. I didn't want to do that because of bias, but I realised, hang on a minute. If I really care about stewarding, and I do, bias means nothing. I could look at my favourite driver and my least favourite driver, which I gotta be honest, I don't have a least favourite. If I look at them both and see an incident and it's my favourite driver's fault, or the favoured driver, I should rephrase to, I'm always going to give the right pen, because I've always been about racing integrity. Always. And you know, if you make mistakes, if you run multiple accounts, which a few people in the league have, no one does at the moment that we're aware. If apologised instantly, because if you have dignity after you've made a mistake, it makes it fair. As, oh my goodness me, said he's got pace. That is something different. As Alexo, I've been waffling. Alexo's 2 tenths up now as well, so putting his name in the ballot for pole position. I've been completely waffling hard here, and we have a fight for pole that has gone under my radar, at least, as that's a little bit wide through there for Alexo. He's really hacking away at the wheel to get this RB moving around the corners. He's got no idea where the peak of that front end grip is, and that is causing him to hack like that. You really want one clean sweeping motion in on the lock, hit the apex, reduce the lock, slam the throttle on. Exactly what he's done there. Slam on the anchors, peak the lock at the apex, let it off, slam on the throttle, and get that car facing and pointing and flying forwards to provisional pole. What a lap from Alexo. Absolutely stunning the time that Saj. He's going for it. Now, unless he has one mammoth final corner, it is going to have to be clean from Hampan. He maybe overslows the car a little bit, gets on traction, hammers the car. Hampan to the line, the Haas goes P2. Tenths respectively, respect to Beefy Boy as well, P4 as well. You've got Mindell, P6, strong from him. Hawash, strong all season, it's got to be said. P7, Kai, good stuff from him as well. In the kick Sauber, P8, P. Raven, Ramsey and Shad, last of the runners. Bennett's going to be better from the race. Of course, that was in response to Ramsey saying, awful quali. It is so hard to find pace around here. And quite frankly, I remember the days when I was a new wheel user. It was a nightmare. I was so bad at it. As I think I might be disconnected at the moment, as my chat isn't disconnected, but my stream is fully frozen. So I'm just going to refresh things. Just let me know if there are any issues, of course. Could just be my end. Alrighty, let me know if the issues clear up. Just gonna lower the quality. Unfortunately, this is a symptom of the bad Wi-Fi. And sadly, yes, quality has just been reduced, but it will mean more consistency from my upload. I don't like reducing the quality. It was on 720, it was going so smooth, and then bad day for the Wi-Fi, down it goes. I had some real issues with it last season, last season. But I do have plans to fix it. I've got stuff that I can order. I just need the money. Okay. Let's try something here. While I've got the time, I'm going to restart the stream.